This week, two students from different ends of the academic spectrum.
I'm not wasting my time with maths, there's no bloody point in it.
Each of them, in different ways, struggling with bullying.
Fat boy, fatty boom boom.
Gabby is an A-star student, picked on for being perfect.
I've not done anything to her.
Sam is a rebel who can't seem to stay out of trouble.
I've got a parent who's apparently on her way down here to sort you out.
I don't purposely go out of my way to start arguments and randomly punch people anymore.
I didn't mean it for this to happen.
Every child has a right to be safe in school, and no child, regardless of how bad they might think their life is, has the right to stop another child feeling safe. It's just wrong. I'm very, very sorry, sir, but I need your help with another matter now. We can go with his version of events. Jake swore at me, so I said, can you stop swearing at me? And he said no. Then he started to hit me with a box, so I said, stop, please. And he said no. Then he chucked the masking tape at me in the face, so I chucked it at him. And then the bell rang. I started to go to lesson. He pushed me over, so I pushed him over. He started to punch me. He pushed me, and I pushed him. I pushed him to the floor, and I punched him 7 times in the face. This young man, sir, is turning into a violent sociopath and is pleased with his violence towards another student. And he himself has written 7 punches in the face.
My office. My office.
All schools have bullies, and it's how you deal with it and if you accept it or not and the stance you take, you know, and we're very clear that we don't accept bullying.
That's disgusting. I'm not saying he should grab you or even touch you, he shouldn't do that, but to respond in biting.
If I hear anything from anyone, we will act on it and we will take you out of lessons and put you somewhere where we will have to keep an eye on you until you stop threatening.
At school there's like the popular people, the people that are really cool sort of thing, and then there's like the nerdy people. I'd say I'm a nerd, that's what most people call me.
14-year-old Gabby was elected head girl last month. Since then, she's been bullied by a group of girls who used to be her close friends.
I was offering you tissue, but I've got an empty box. What's happened?
It's gone on for so long that everyone's been horrible to me, not everyone, but that they've been bullying me, everything. Well, they just started leaving me out that ages ago, but it got worse over the head girl thing.
Right.
And they were walking down the corridor, they were like calling me a bitch and me.
If they've actually turned around and called you a bitch, then that's bang out of order and that's bullying. Okay, so you'll probably have to write statements, so you need to be clear on what's happened.
Hello, Gabby, come in.
Head teacher Mr Goddard calls Gabby to his office.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because bottom line, everybody wants to be popular. And unfortunately, sometimes you can buy popularity. And I don't mean by money, I mean by, you know, joining in a bit of girly bitching or spreading
that's
rumours.
what it's like. And it's just like, who can I trust anymore? This one night they were saying how stuck up I am, and I've sort of built up like a strong exterior of, so people, I don't look like I've been hurt, but I just got to like the limit. So they expect me to every day come in and be happy with them because they're being horrible to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's my way of dealing with it. I don't want to talk to them and I don't want to smile at them.
They have to learn that actually going out of your way to be spiteful isn't the way to be in life.
It just makes me so angry.
It's been, I said to your mum the other day on the phone, it's been going on too long.
Yeah.
Okay, it has, and we have to deal with it, okay? As much as that will probably make you uncomfortable because it's you and you don't want any fuss made, and I know that, it can't continue.
Thank you.
Poor thing. She's been remarkably focused. I look at the difficulties that she's had, and for most kids there would be a huge tailing off in their involvement in school, wanting to be here, you know, but Gabby's still here doing sports and still working really hard in lessons, and she's not the norm, I would say. You know, that's quite a remarkably strong girl.
Question 82.
Which deadly disease returned to Europe in the 17th century? Anyone?
The plague.
Plague. Gabby is just the ultimate do the right thing student who just gets on with it. You know, if you could bottle her and copy her for everyone else, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Very good.
Well done, babe.
Right. Unfortunately, one of the problems that young people who choose to be perfectly behaved and totally focused and work hard face is that some young people don't like it. They don't like the fact that they are being shown up to not be hardworking enough. And as we know, they will turn on the person who they see as the goody two-shoes, as they see as the person who will do all the right things. And that, you know, that's something that's gone on since time immemorial.
It's 8:30.
Dean Michelle, bring me your hoodie. Thank you. No, Connor, hand it to me nicely without throwing it at me. Thank you, Connor. Billy Beddle, come here.
Overnight, there's been a worrying development for Gabby. As she was going to bed, and this morning, she received several text messages from an unknown number.
I didn't know who it was. Then, just as I was about to get dressed, I sent another one. I was like, oh no, they're watching me or something.
Actually, I'll come round. Cheers.
Gabby reports the incident to her head of house, Mr. Domain.
Do you know the whole situation that we did have with Gabby Burton and the other girls?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she had some texts last night from a number she didn't recognise, basically saying, we're watching you, you look lovely when you're sleeping. Now, she was really worried, and I've said, you know, you're in the safest place possible here. I said, nothing can happen to you in school. I said, I'll check with Mr. Joe, Mr. God, but I think your mum should ring the police. I've tried to ring the number is in operation, and I've rung it from the school phone, so it's obvious that the school have rung now. But I just wanted to make sure I'd given her the right advice.
Okay. Where's the telephone number?
Why?
I'm going to point out to them that this is the telephone number and that we are recommending that they go to the police and that we will obviously provide clear supporting evidence that this is an ongoing campaign of harassment. My immediate thought process is, oh, God, please no. You just don't want it to be true, because you don't want someone like Gabby to have to put up with it. But we've had incidents where actually the mobile phone number has been got from somewhere and the kids are getting very unpleasant text messages of a quite threatening or sexual nature, which have actually not come from anyone to do with school, but have come from outside.
Welcome to the O2 messaging service. The person you are calling is unable to take your call. Please leave your message after the tone.
Good morning. I'm not aware of the person who this phone is, but this is Mr. Drew, Deputy Head Teacher at Passmore's. You may wish to be aware your number is currently being given to the police, so therefore please be aware that you can expect to receive a visitation or a call from the police at some point in the next 24 or 48 hours, since your mobile phone has been used for the harassment of one of the young people who attend my school. Thank you very much.
Very clear that we don't accept bullying. We'll do anything we can to try and change that. But I think that the definition of bullying is such a difficult line to walk. That we have got some young people who find relationships difficult, have social issues that means that they sometimes say things to people that aren't pleasant. Does that make them a bully? No, I don't think it does. That's just a part of their makeup that could be perceived as that.
So,
hello.
Come then. Oh, yes, we're coming in then.
Year 11 student Sam is one of the school's more temperamental teenagers.
Sam Hatcherstains. Oh, who is Sam Hatcherstains? I think Sam upsets me. You've just behaved in a rather challenging, intimidatory, threatening manner.
How? Because you're having a go at me, then what's the point of me staying around here?
Why weren't you going to PE?
Can't be asked.
Can't be asked. Brilliant.
Sam's a bit of an oddball. That's just a simple, planned way. Just that.
There is no individual way to describe Sam. Sam is Sam. It's the only way you can describe him. He's absolutely mad. He's just...
Hello.
If you look at Sam now in year 11 and you haven't seen him previously, he looks like a disaster, to be honest. I think from the outside he looks like a disaster.
I just enjoy being different. I don't enjoy being like everyone else, because if I was like everyone else, it'd just be boring.
Sam is in the bottom stream of year 11.
Right, how do you do lowest terms? Divide by a common factor. What number goes into 18 and 40? 2.
It's maths that he struggles with the most.
So what do we get when you divide by 2?
You do it to me.
Is there a number that goes into 9 and 20? Apart from 1.
So I can't even read that.
Okay, so I'm going to put a whole bunch up here. This is going to help you with your times tables, your dividing, and lowest terms, okay?
Hello. I'm not wasting my time with maths. There's no bloody point in it. I am never going to need to use maths.
Okay, I'm not holding your hand to do the work for the 3rd time.
You're going to have a detention, ain't you?
Don't bother me. Right, lowest terms. So I'm not having it.
What?
You're not doing any work again.
I don't have a pen.
Until you decide to do work in this lesson, you're going to be isolated with Mr. Westwood or somebody.
I've got a pen now.
You have to write in your book. If you do not write in your book, you will not be in this lesson. I cannot be more specific with you.
The fact that Sam has struggled academically has no doubt affected his self-esteem. As he's grown into a young man, he doesn't want to be seen to fail. And therefore, that's the easiest way to avoid failing, is to avoid doing it in the first place. All right, come on in. I'm really sad that we've got to this position. Been up to class. The class is working brilliantly, I have to say. Look at what a difference to make when everybody's trying. So I can't afford for you to stop that happening. I can't afford for you to let other people fail. So you've got to help me. Yeah, equations. This is a really tough part of maths. Do you want to go through some examples with me? See how we are?
Sure.
Yeah? OK. The whole thing with equations is to get x on its own. I want to get that x on its own. So I'm left with x on this side, and 12 divided by 3?
12 divided by 3 is...
Three times table. 3.
6, 9, 12, 4.
OK, that's the answer. Let's look at the next one.
At times, I feel like my life's not going anywhere. I'm miserably failing at school, and there's not really much point of continuing on. I'm just going to stay in my room and hibernate for the rest of my life.
You know, I can compare you back to the toe rag we knew in year 8 and year 9 and think, God, what a long way we've come. Can't I?
No.
I had a horrible time when you were in year 9. I wouldn't be having such a nice conversation with you back then, I can assure you. You'd have been sitting there sulking and kicking things, wouldn't you?
It was worse in year 8.
Sam, you've come such a long way, all right? And it's such a shame that you seem to pick and choose who you have a good relationship and you have a difficult relationship with, OK?
He's up, he's down, he's left, he's right, and he's hiding behind this huge, loud exterior of shouting all the rest of it. And actually, deep down, he doesn't really want to do that. He just wants to get it right, but he doesn't know how to. So you need to help him to.
Sir, I feel like crying for no reason. Is that normal?
What, at your age, yeah.
So I have nothing to be scared of. That's good.
No, sometimes it's overwhelming, isn't it? Isn't it, miss? The urge to cry, sometimes it just comes.
Oh, it does. Oh, I always cry.
Although nothing's bad.
That's why people choose to watch sad films.
Indeed.
Because that then gives them an excuse to get it all out of the system. Yeah, but really, it's just the pain of man screaming against the moon.
Oh, Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins.
Yes, a good idea, yes.
Or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, we love you. I used to fucking love that film.
I look at him and I think, you're a really nice kid. You have a lot of potential, but you push people away. And I just look at him and I think, you've come so far, you could do so well. And I just really worry about whether or not he will.
Guys, I didn't say go.
Right, clear off, scumbags.
Then we've got in the car. How far does the car go in about 5 minutes?
Me, pick me.
No, you're not. And Mrs. Burton, I know. You are expressing how most of us feel. You know, Mr. Drew obviously thinks it's as serious as we did. So we will do everything we can to try and put a stop to it. So
the school is continuing to investigate the anonymous text messages. Gabby is being kept out of lessons while they try to find out who is responsible.
That morning was really scary for us because we didn't know who it was. There was like such a wide range of people that could have done it.
Oh, I'll give you a ring once I found out if Mr. Drew's found anything out, OK? Thank you, Mrs. Burton. Bye.
It's the same number.
That's very strange. Why is she... Chloe Walker?
I don't know. The text said, Gab, it's Chloe. I just stared at my phone. I didn't say anything. I couldn't put what I felt into words when I read the text.
Knowing that the text messages come from a pupil in the school, Mr. Domain alerts the deputy head.
Is Chloe Walker in here? With me, please.
13-year-old Chloe is a friend of Gabby's from the year below.
I cannot even begin to think of a reason why you would do it. We've got a young person who is absolutely committed and dedicated to being the best that she can possibly be, working incredibly hard, doing everything possible, standing for head girl, making all those speeches, getting elected, representing herself and us as a community outstandingly well, who is being treated unfairly, first of all, by some of her own peers or friends, which we have put a stop to, and now by somebody else who thinks it's funny. There is currently a 21-year-old woman in this country who is in prison for harassment of one of her friends on Facebook. It is no joke whatsoever, at all. Go and sit on the bench outside.
You having a laugh, was that?
Chloe's mother, Sam, works as a teaching assistant at the school.
Sweetheart, Mr. Drew said Gabby's mum's phoning the police.
Sorry, I've just walked past en route and been filled in with half of the story.
Let's go in here. I can base my judgment on what course of action to follow on the fact that I know full well that anything I do will be around 10% of what you will do. So I am perfectly happy to leave that one in your hands. However, to some extent, whilst not wishing to be unpleasant, she needs to sweat on the fact that she's about to get a criminal conviction and the police come around to the house. Sorry, I know that's really unpleasant, but I think she needs a bit of time to think. So I'll leave you with her when you feel that she's ready to return. Morning.
She's now crapping her pants because Gabriella's mum might be phoning the police and having the police in and having her done for harassment, and the school will back them.
Prison. That was one of them. I really hate myself.
Another one says, time to get ready for school, I know what school. So that's this morning, that's not even last night. Time to get ready for school, I know what school you go to. Show me another one, please. I can see your bedroom, I like it, it's very unique. That's at 10:15 last night.
I know how, what bedroom she's got, because I've seen her on Facebook.
With all the year 10s
Oh
their
no,
phone.
I'm going to run away.
Right, I've seen you when you're sleeping.
Please tell me to write that.
Right, leave it with me and I'll sort it out.
Grace is Chloe's older sister and is the year above Gabby.
Mum, can I speak to Gabby?
No. Wait there, please.
Mum, I'm going to be sick.
Sorry?
I'm going to be sick of being...
whilst I don't condone what she's done,
Yes.
and I'm not trying to pass over the blame, she's actually now just informed me that Grace gave her the number and Grace told her what to write in some of them. So I don't necessarily think that Grace should be getting away scot-free.
No, absolutely she should not. You're doing well today, aren't you?
You know, you just think, you know, why did I even get up this morning?
I blame parents all the time.
Mr. Drew goes to collect Grace.
Right.
Morning, Mr. Reader, sir. Grace Walker, please. With all your stuff. There's no way you'll be coming back.
In. And perhaps you would like to repeat what you have just told me to your mum and to your sister.
Dad, I said it first and then told her to stop. You're a liar. Okay.
Brilliant. OK, first of all, both of you look at me. Do you want to know why this is difficult for me? The person sat in the chair. That's why this is difficult for me. This isn't difficult for me because of you two. I'm sorry, but it's not. This is difficult for me because one of my colleagues, who I respect and value, is now having to sit and listen to her children who have been involved in grotesquely unpleasant behaviour, basically trying to squirm out of it. That's why this is difficult for me. So, since you are the older one, who apparently has on your blazer peer listener, anti-bullying counsel, peer mentor, which apparently means that you are trained to be a responsible young person to listen to other people's problems, let's have a major outbout of the truth, shall we? So who comes up with the words that go in the text?
She does. Both of us. No, it was you. You said to me to say, I said, what should I put? And then you was like, saying you can see her sleeping or something. Oh, I did it. You did. Oh, okay, and then I put it.
OK, fine. Bottom line is, you sent it, you chose to send it, you decided to send it, and you should know better. Your mum works here. That puts a special little burden on you, whether you like it or not to embarrass her. You have let yourself down. I shall leave you. When you're done, please feel free to send them off. OK, thank you.
There's no point in sitting there crying. It's done.
There have been certain developments in Sam's world recently. He has a new girlfriend, Helen.
Bye, I love you.
Bye, I love you.
I think she takes the edges off him. I think she stops him from being as bad or as rough as he could be. I think she keeps him on the street. He's seen something better since he's been with her. Much better. She's been a good influence on him. But she can only do so much.
Do you tell each other you love each other and things like that?
Yeah.
So is he quite a soft romantic at heart?
Yeah.
Shall I just talk about the exam? You're going to be doing a citizenship exam on Monday the 13th of December in the afternoon. So we need next lesson to really, really get a move on and go round, put these posters up, get our petitions done, see what people think.
Sarah's got scissors and glue.
In Sam and Helen's citizenship class is Dean, an old friend of Sam's.
Mine and Dean's friendship is messed up to the highest limits there possibly is. We can have laughs together, but he can also push me past the limit. He can be very annoying sometimes.
Helen is a problem. He didn't want me hugging her all the time. But I'm a huggy person. I hug everyone. And he just said to me, I don't want you hugging my girlfriend again. Stay away from her. Tension was building very badly, was.
I'm thinking of going blonde. Did it suit me?
No.
Fuck it, I'm moving.
I really want to kick out these punches.
Why?
It really gets on my nerves.
Do you struggle to control your temper?
Don't struggle to control my temper, but it's just sometimes when I wake up in a bad mood and someone just pushes me a bit too far.
Fat boy. Fatty, fatty, bum, bum.
Snidey sob comments. They think you don't hear him, but you do.
I would never describe myself as a bully. I don't purposely go out of my way to start arguments and randomly punch people anymore.
Can you make sure that maybe you put in pencil on the back your name, or make sure that it goes in your folder?
Move it.
Right, off we go.
Sam and Dean's bickering continues to escalate.
Fucking want to start our game.
Back. Oh, stop.
He's going around spreading shit saying I'm scared of him. I'm scared of no one.
Dean reports the incident to Mr. Drew.
OK, let's just fill you on everything that's gone on. Sam Hatcher-Staines walked past me on D stairs and said, "Keep on bullshitting and I'll kick your head in." I replied, "You keep on and I'll get my family on you." He had started to walk away, but then turned and pushed me hard, using both hands into the wall. Miss Roberts stood between us. And to quote Sam Hatcher-Staines, that is what happened, and if Miss Roberts hadn't been there, he'd have beaten the shit out of him, right there and then. Could you be so kind as to explain to me, Sam, why you feel the need to be having this argument with Mr. Horton?
What are you on about?
I don't understand what's amusing. I've got a parent who's apparently on her way down here to sort you out.
She can come if she wants. I'll put on her arse. I'm sorry, but have you heard what he's been saying to me for the last couple of weeks?
Excuse me? What is the cause of the current conflict between yourself and Dean?
It all started off with him trying to split me and Helen up. He thinks that Helen likes him because Helen's one of them people that will try and get along with everyone, but he pisses Helen off. Then yesterday he started mouthing off.
And you haven't been making any personal comments about Dean whatsoever?
No.
You seem to delay your answer to that one, Sam.
No, he's been accusing me of making comments by name.
And what comments is he accusing you of making?
Apparently I've been calling him Fatty Fatty Boom Boom when I've actually been singing Chick Chick Bang Bang We Love You because I was watching the movie night before that. So everything I say, he's been turning it and twisting it.
Right. So you're absolutely going to tell me, swear down blind brother or whatever other phrase you want to use in your kind of youth speak of the world against old people like me, you're going to tell me that you have not said anything which he could interpret as being personally abusive?
No.
It's period 2, and the school's dealing with Chloe and Grace, who sent Gabby the prank text messages.
You are both in a big heap of trouble. If Gabriella's mum phones the police, you can kiss goodbye to any chance of working with children.
I want to work with children anyway.
You could possibly kiss goodbye any chance of working in a school or any establishment that has children in it.
I don't want to work with children anyway.
Do you understand how serious this is?
Yes.
Because I don't think you do.
I do.
Did she do it to be horrible?
I just think they're funny, don't they? They just think they're funny.
But once, sort of, you could have done it once, maybe a little bit
Yeah.
funny. But
And then, like-
let's go on and on.
Yeah.
And also, after about an hour, go, ha ha, it was
Yes.
me, you know, or
Yeah.
something like
And then
that.
Grace, who has a peer mentor, active listener, anti-bullying council on her blazer, which isn't anymore because I've taken them all from her.
Do you want me to put them in my collection of
Yeah.
removed badges from Key Stage 4?
I made her remove her Victorian. I made her remove her V&A badge as well. I had to remove all the badges.
What do you think people are going to think of me because of what you have done? Both of you. In society, when kids are being little shits, everybody goes, must be their parents, must be the way they've been brought up. I work here.
I know that I'm not stupid.
But obviously you are stupid, Grace, to have got involved in this in the first place.
I'm really disappointed by that. That's unpleasant behaviour.
No, she's I get a very clear impression that their lives may be coming to a very quick end this evening.
The bottom line is, now at the moment, I am sitting here at work, embarrassed, horrified, and waiting to find out whether both of my children are going to get a criminal record. To say I'm not happy is an understatement.
What does that mean?
It's not strong enough words.
Yeah, I felt sick, really sick, and spent most of the afternoon with my head in a bin.
That's nice.
Yeah. But I felt really bad on Gabby.
Everyone was asking me questions in class and things, if I'd found out anything. Obviously I knew, but I didn't want to say anything. It was like at the back of my mind and everything I was doing that day.
It isn't finished.
I know. Is it finished for today?
I don't know. I don't know any more than you, Chloe. That's the whole point.
Why? Stop shouting at me.
Go.
Why do you think they'd done it?
Because they can. I don't think they set out to be deliberately nasty and unpleasant. I just think, unfortunately, they don't realise that a text message is there in black and white on the screen. It's not the same as saying something. And a family have then got the evidence they need to go to the police and say that's harassment, that's cyberbullying, whatever else. And that's how I do sometimes think that kids suffer a bit more today than they did in the past, because 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they would have just said it, and that would have been it. And, OK, it would have been unpleasant, but now, of course, everything's there, be it Facebook, mobile phones, all the rest of it. Well, you can't ignore it. You have to deal with it.
It's not only cyberbullying that the school has to deal with. Dean's mum and sister are waiting in reception.
Who are we seeing? Tonight we're waiting.
Mr. Drake.
Where is he? Where's Mr. Drake?
Hello. Hi, Mr. Do you want to come down this way?
Right, this situation with Sam has been ongoing for a few weeks now. Dean only told me myself about it last week. I've had trouble getting him back into school, and as you can see, his attendance has gone up.
Yes.
But it's going back down again. I mean, Dean admitted to me that he'd called him a PRICK on Saturday.
Mum, you don't have to spell it out.
OK, well, hold on.
no,
Can I just say, sorry, Dean,
it's
do you know
respect.
something? So, I tell you what, OK? That's exactly what my mum would do.
Yeah.
It's exactly what my mum would
It's
do,
respect.
OK?
To be quite honest with you, if he does hurt Dean again, lays a finger on Dean, I will go round to his mum's house. And then when his mum is hurt or something's wrong with his mum, and he asks why, I'll say every time you eat Dean, I'll eat your mum. Because is that fair?
Yeah, but Kerry, right?
No, it's not fair.
You can't say that to me. You can't say to me that if something happens in school, you'll come down and you'll do this, this and this.
No,
because
I
what
know.
will then happen is, I will end up having to call the police, and you'll end up the one who ends up being arrested or the one who ends up being charged with
So
assault.
I end up being the victim when it's him who's the victim.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. You're angry.
Yeah, I am fucking angry. Really fucking angry.
You don't need to go.
She's going to cry.
Will she just go to reception?
Yeah, she's just...
I'm saying
she's
is I
just
don't,
gonna
I don't
go-
need to send someone out to
No,
follow
she's
that.
going to go and cry.
No, that's fine. And can I say, in order for us to be able to solve this and your sister to not have to go through what she's clearly going through, maybe you need to be the one who just when somebody comes to you and says, what do you think of Sam?
Or you need to whack him one.
Oh, wow. You as well. Right.
does make
No,
sense.
I know, and I do understand. I do understand.
Yeah, where are you going? Miss Thompson put me to go back to work. Can I come with you? Yes. Yeah.
I'm going that way anyway. Dean Horton's gone and got mouthy to me again. He's got his mum down here. If she goes mental at me, I'm actually going to put her on her arse. I ain't scared of nothing nowadays.
You ain't scared of nothing. What's your name?
Why? What's it to you?
Is your name Sam?
Maybe, maybe not.
Jesus Christ, man, you got bad attitude. Don't talk to me like that. Do you know who I am?
No?
No. Well, you should know who I am. I'm Dean's sister. You mess with Dean and you mess with me, yeah? So why don't you just turn round and walk back that way before I get you and your little friends, yeah? Now jog on. Go on, run along. Go on. Run. Go on, see ya.
Like I'm scared of you.
Yeah, well, you will be, I tell ya. You really will be. Helen, don't talk to me like that. Like I said, you don't know who I am.
You don't know who I am?
Well, I know who you are. You're the one who keeps picking on my brother. I've come down here to...
Excuse me, he's the one who keeps threatening to kill me.
Oh,
What do you think I'm going to do?
Well, I just want, at the moment, I want it to stop. And I want Dean to come to school. And I want Sam to leave him alone. That is what I want.
No, I thought Kerry was round with someone like this. I've just heard someone will raise their voice outside.
She's fine.
She's very hormonal, Kerry, isn't she?
It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Sending me away.
Excuse
I follow
me.
people.
Have some manners. You shouldn't be in reception right now. So can you please move away and come back later?
Why should I do what you
Because
say?
I've asked you to. Please.
Although, yes, we've had some...
I'm really sorry. Can I just borrow just for 1 minute,
Oh,
please?
I do apologise. Must be something very, very desperate. I do apologise. Thank you.
Sam, apparently, has just been in reception having a row with his sister.
For God's sake. Hello? Where's Sam Hatch-Staines?
Kerry ain't done nothing, has she?
Right, OK, fine. I need you to locate...
For God's sake. What?
Where have you gone?
I'm walking outside the school.
Come back.
No, I'm going forth back.
You come back after.
Maybe.
See, that makes things worse, Sam. Just come back after.
Oh, yeah, so I'm going to go back in and get talked to like that by a little scat.
Please don't calm down.
I love you too.
I didn't realise, obviously I've never met the boy. It was rather amusing, because he was saying, Dean's got his mum up here, Dean's got his mum up here, blah, blah, blah.
OK, in a sense, to some extent, whilst obviously you don't want that to happen, it could be quite, you know, potentially a good thing to have happened, because it kind of gives you that little moment of kind of sense of where you are
Yeah.
and what's happening. So as much as obviously I did my level best to avoid it, unfortunately, clearly, all of our efforts to avoid things don't always work, OK?
I mean, if the attitude he's got and the way he just spoke to that lady out there, I can imagine what his mum and dad have to deal with every day, because he's rather rude.
So at the end of the day, I understand completely, obviously, you know, we've had kind of quite a difficult conversation and such like, but in the scheme of things, it ends up being a very worthwhile period of time for us to at least have the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I just wish Dean was tough enough to just give him a black eye over.
As you keep saying,
I
like,
know.
you on the hand.
But when you hit
Right.
someone back, they leave
Okay.
you alone after that.
Bullying has such a strong connotation. People are constantly fearful that, you know, their child's being bullied or their child is a bully. And actually, these things are very, very rarely cut and dried. They're very, very simple, just black and white. Well, this person's bad, this person's good. To be honest with you, I think Sam's going to have to go for the whole week because I can't have him here. He can't be here.
Oh, no, I agree.
He cannot be here.
Gabby arrives at school. Reassured that the anonymous text messages were a prank, she's catching up with one of her favourite teachers, Miss Cunningham.
What on earth? I haven't even spoken to you about the text message situation.
The girls who do it, I'm really close with.
Yeah.
I am, honestly. Like,
We were all
we
surprised
really-
that they were the ones that did
Because
it.
I think they're really nice, and like ever since I've been in like the same form as them, we have been really close.
Yeah.
We sit right next to each other, and we always joke with each other.
It was just a joke that went too far, was it? They weren't deliberately trying to upset
No,
you.
I don't think they were.
All right, well, make sure you keep telling me if, obviously, if things get bad
Yeah.
again, make sure you do, but you're doing great.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. I'll see you soon.
Grace and Chloe are in Mr. Drew's office. As punishment for sending the text messages, the sisters are being isolated from their friends and their classes for the whole day.
Right, Chloe, Grace, come here, please.
In the end, Gabby's family did not involve the police.
You both need to complete these. You need to complete them from beginning to end. Every single line needs to be filled in. When you have completed, you are to bring it to me here.
I think sometimes things can be taken too far. Like, I don't know.
Like what Chloe did was too far. Like one text, I see you, and then say that it's you is alright because that's funny. But then carrying it on for the next morning is a bit out of order. So yeah.
I think it was due to the fact that I got bullied so much back in Year 8, which is the thing that turned me aggressive. I think due to the fact that I've been told all these things, oh, I'm pathetic, I'm a waste of space, there's not much point of me, etc., that may have lowered my self-esteem.
Sam, in here, please. OK, just have a seat, please.
I made 2 promises to my mum. Promise number 1 was not to get in trouble with the police, and that I would stay in school. not get excluded, not get kicked out.
I'm excluding you for the rest of the week.
Come on, sir. Can't I be isolated for the rest of the week?
No. I'm excluding you for the rest of the week. I'm not prepared to have you in school.
We've sorted the whole thing out now, so
Well, hopefully.
I went outside of school, calmed down. Dean's mum came over, spoke to me, got the whole thing sorted out.
We are still at a situation where you have made clear threats of physical violence against another young person.
No, so I do not want to be excluded.
Well, that is the decision I have made.
Mr. Drew calls Dean's mother.
Hello, is it Miss Rowley? Hello. One of my colleagues said they saw you having a conversation with Sam just outside the school. Was that right? As far as you can see, it all seems to be fine. Yeah? What I'm thinking then is that maybe I'll kind of convert his exclusions into afternoon schools and keep him with me, so that'll allow me to kind of keep him in school, but obviously not have him anywhere near Dean. Is that all right? Good. All right. Thank you very much for your help. Cheers then. Thanks then. Bye-bye. Sam is the aggressor. He is the one who is wrong. He's not going to turn around and go, yes, I'm a terrible person. What I did was awful. I'm so sorry. I'll never do it again. He's not going to reach that stage. But if you can get him to kind of say, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, OK, yeah, right, OK. Shouldn't have done it. Yeah, I was wrong. Right, sit up. Sit up and sort the uniform, OK? How much work have I put in for you today?
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot, OK?
Look.
You were out of order and you were outrageous, OK?
Yes and I.
The upshot of it is I am now not going to exclude you for the rest of the week, but I am going to require you to do afternoon school every day for the rest of the week. OK?
I can't do Wednesdays. I've got counselling.
That's fine. But regardless of counselling, support, issues, problems, everything in your life and whatever, you cannot do what you did, and I will not ignore it.
Yeah, I know.
OK? Right.
Don't know what made him change his mind, but he ended up changing his mind. Mr. Drew is a fair, honest man. I've felt grateful to him, like, don't know how many times, because I could have got kicked out ages ago, like, permanently excluded, etc. Had to move school, everything.
I think that sometimes we forget what it is to be young. We forget the fact that they are children, they are not adults. You know, I think one of the things about being a child is you just do things. And if somebody actually sat you down and said, what on earth are you doing? You wouldn't do it.
Dean Chubby Chubs. That's a good one. You don't mean it, do you? Yeah, I do. Yeah, but I'm not bothered by it anymore. It's me. You've had enough of me. I'm used to you now. Yeah, you've had enough of me.
Why do you wind each other up so much?
It's entertaining. Yeah, very. Winding each other up is just so bloody entertaining.
What was your run-in with Dean's sister like?
Scary, wasn't it?
No, it was
you were
more...
well scared of my sister.
She still scares me nowadays.
You may all go, I suppose, as it's 2 minutes to. Right, thank you. Let us not be here again. I mean, one of the reasons I like teenagers is because they don't always do what you want them to do, and they don't always do things you think are sensible. You cannot expect young people to behave how we expect ourselves to behave as adults. Otherwise, you might as well just make them adults at 11 and have done with it.